Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike It. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hello.
It's the fourth and final week of Streets of Rogue, who is a game that I totally did not just forget the name of as I was saying it.
100% not.
Nope. Total professional over here. Everything's great. I can totally speak. Woo, yay. So, I didn't get a ton of time to play this, or pretty much anything this week in general. Did you... How did your roguing streets go? Your roguish streets?
I think it didn't click. It's not a big fourth episode reveal or anything.
Your third eye hasn't opened and you're like, I see the streets.
We're not at that part yet.
Right.
But I think the key to this game is going slowly.
Oh, okay.
With one exception, the third room in every run, essentially.
Oh, sure.
Because that's when you get the wild card modifiers, and it's like, hey, bombs are dropping, and hey, there's a robot out to kill you. Dude, I prefer the bombs. Like,
killer robots are rough.
I hate the killer robot. I hate the goo. Have you had the goo? The goo is the worst.
I have not had the goo. That sounds terrible. It's
a pink thing on the floor that expands over time, and when you stand on it, it does damage until it's filling the entire level. So
no,
you have to book it. Like, you have to go as quickly as you possibly can. And I think that's where the going slow comes in, because I've had a lot of, like, false starts in this game where it's like, first floor, first room, someone finds me, I'm dead. Oh no, what a shame. Let's restart the run. Whereas I've found that if I go super slowly in the first two, especially with characters I'm not familiar with, go super slowly in the first two floors, then use what I'm practicing slowly to go fast in the third floor. And then when you do the same thing again you do the same loop again on the second set of floors, because then you're getting used to the new environments, new hazards, that kind of stuff. So I figured out to go super slow at first. The reason I was taught this was because I played a lot as the thief this week.
Oh, okay.
And that's when I realized that everybody has their own... The class distinctions in this game are super important. Because the thief can't buy anything, essentially.
Oh, interesting.
You've got to lure the shopkeepers to the entrance and then buy from them in the doorway, because they'll kick you out the shop, basically, because you're a thief. So with him, for example, he has a teleport ability which lets him go through walls, so it's really easy to just jump in and out of buildings to steal a safe. But that's like a class ability, which is where the loadout-o-matic comes in, like the thing that you can buy your loadout items in. He can also pickpocket people, so he can just literally steal stuff from their pockets while walking behind them. So he has a very high money run. So you can use a lot of that money to rebuy all of his stuff in the loadouts. You can buy healing from the doctors, that kind of stuff.
Get stuff from vending machines and things like that.
Exactly. He has that ability because he has a very high money run. In the process of playing as the thief, I also beat a level without being spotted and without alerting anybody.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which means I unlocked the assassin.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So the assassin is super weak. And also, while on my assassin run, I realized how much of an idiot I have been.
Okay.
So when you got like the silencer, or like the trigger with the racing stripes on it, which is just gold writing, by the way. I just assumed that they applied to every gun in my inventory.
Oh, they don't? Question mark?
They don't.
Oh.
You have to open your inventory and combine them with a weapon for them to have an effect on that weapon.
You know, I will leverage one complaint from this game that
there is no tutorials.
No, I thought the tutorials were okay, but I find inventory management in this game
It's really hard.
It's really annoying, and I'm sure it's one of those things where if you're playing on keyboard and mouse, you're just opening the menu, click, 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 and you're done. But on a controller, I like the like L1 and R1 scrolling through weapons and items and stuff.
Yes.
I like that quite a bit. But the actual inventory management, I always forget what button it is to open it, and then just the amount of like click and click and click and select, and it's rough.
And it doesn't pause when you're doing it either, which is just
right.
It's asking for trouble depending on what floor you're on. So
That's true.
I had a full inventory on the 3rd floor, and I was like, well, I need to make space, but the goo is spreading, so I have to move quick, which makes this really difficult to do.
Right.
But yeah, when you get items like that, and it's like it does X when with a gun, you need to actually go into your inventory and combine it with the gun in question.
Okay.
Which is helpful to know now on the 4th week of us playing the game, that that's actually how it works, you know?
Right.
But I figured out because I found a silencer, put it on my pistol, and now I'm a ninja with a pistol, essentially. I also have a sword. So the assassin's abilities are interesting because... So with the thief, I was trying my best to not get into conflict with anybody because he's a thief. He's not, you know, a warrior, so...
Right.
He has super low health, but he's really quick. So I was doing my best with him to try and make sure that I was just like in and out, steal what I can steal, and then leave. The flip side of that is the assassin, who is all about doing backstab damage.
Oh, okay.
So if you attack somebody from the back with him, he gets double damage.
Nice.
If you use his special ability, which is camouflage, that makes him invisible, and you do 10 times more damage.
Oh, Jesus.
So you almost immediately, literally one-shot everybody.
Right. Huh.
Yes. It's interesting, we'll say. The change of playstyle between the two classes is huge.
Yeah, I gotta give this... we'll talk about it in the next episode when we go rank this, but as much as this game didn't click with me, I do really give it a lot of credit for having each class be so distinct and so different. You know, a lot of these games we play is like, oh, well, this one class has one more pip of health and one less pip of damage, but they all kind of play the same. So it's kind of impressive that this game has not only an incredible number of unlockable characters, but each of them plays wildly differently. Man.
Yeah, they 100% do, and like the starting loadouts as well. The fact that the loadout automatic gives you items that your class starts with is a huge game changer, because like the ninja is best with the sword. Like that is the ideal backstab thing, because it's like 12 damage, 12 times 10 is, you know, 120.
Yeah.
So you're literally wiping out everybody essentially in one hit.
Unless it's a killer robot.
Backstabbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the best part is like, I'm pretty sure you do it silently too. So like nobody comes to investigate the body. Or if they do, when you're camouflaged, you basically go invisible. If you interact with like a computer or like a chest or anything like that, it takes you out of it, and then it needs to cool down, recharge, and then you can reactivate it again.
Oh, okay.
But the backstab doesn't take you out of it, so you can literally run up and shank somebody and then just boogie off around the corner where nobody can see you. So with the assassin, I'm doing the thing of very slowly, like, okay, there's a thing at the end of this like huge room that I need to destroy. I don't have window cutters, so I can't get in through the window easily. So I have to make my way through the labyrinth of doors. And to do that, I literally just open the door, go camouflage, like follow the path behind somebody, stab them in the back, go into the next one, do the same thing. And it's helpful because I was doing the same thing with the thief, but with the thief I wasn't doing the killing, I was just going past them. But now, because I've had that practice with the thief, with the assassin, I'm like shanking the dude and then running out the other side.
Gotcha. Interesting. I took the opposite approach this week. So I was in the home base looking to spend my nuggets for a bunch of upgrades. And I was looking through the... It's not the one on the right, it's the one on the left. And they were like, scrolling, not finding a lot of really interesting stuff. And at the end, it was just like infinite ammo. I was like, okay, yeah, let's try that then. Let's do that. So I turned that on, fired up the soldier, and just absolutely destroyed the first
So was
three
this in the
areas.
mutators?
I think it is. Whatever one is on the left-hand side.
The left, yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, the mutators are, as far as I can tell, they don't disable achievements.
Right.
And they basically just add different spins onto the game. Like, there is one I know... So, if you complete a character's big quest... by running through the game and completing the big quest, there is a mutator that is like the big quest rewards, and it basically gives you super increased like special abilities based on the fact that you've already completed that character's big quest.
Right. Interesting. Well, I made it almost all the way to the end of the game with the soldier. I killed the killer robot. I killed pretty much everybody I ran into, where it's like, oh yeah, get this item from this guy. Nope, killing him. Just taking the SMG and just blowing everybody away in this game.
That's what I did with the thief. I literally would go behind them and pickpocket them and steal the item I needed and then run away.
Smart. Yeah, so that was a pretty fun run. I didn't play too much. Otherwise, I wanted to go unlock some other characters. I just didn't have time this week. But I thought that was a fun run, and I was happy to kind of see more of the end of that game, because the fourth area is wild and fairly difficult, but probably something that would be considerably easier with a character that isn't a kind of run and gun character. It seems like stealth might be better for some of that stuff. But yeah, that was pretty fun. That was my highlight this week.
So that is something I meant to play around with this week, was the mutators, and then I just did not have the time to go in and delve around.
Right.
Because I get in the loop with this game where it's like, oh hey, I died, I'm just gonna go back to car, just like hit thief again and just go run again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very easy to just start the loop again.
Yeah, there's like I like that the game has that option of just like, all right, I just want to do another run. Let's get back into the action. But I wish every once in a while it would at least remind you and say like, hey man, you unlocked a lot of nuggets. You should probably go back and start unlocking new items, new mutators, new abilities and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's just some really interesting mutators in here. Like obviously, I did look and see if they disabled achievements. Only one seems to.
Is that God mode probably?
Sandbox.
Oh, okay.
Also
that makes
known
sense.
as cheat mode. You don't need to do missions to pass levels. Blah blah blah. It's literally just. It even disables chicken nuggets.
Okay, that makes sense.
But so many of these are really interesting, and so many, like, spoiler alert, one of the answers was from one of the questions was from Reddit. It's like, doesn't this just break the game and make it too easy? It cheapens everything. It's like, go away.
Ugh,
just
God.
Go away.
I rolled my eyes so hard I just passed out. Yeah. All right, well, that's I think that's it for our coverage here of Streets of Rogue. Let's talk about our next game here, which is going to be Brotato, the Spud-based Bullet Heaven roguelike here. It's, at time of recording, it is on Game Pass. It is on literally every other platform as well. PlayStation, Switch, PC, mobile devices, everything. Looks like it's about $5 a pop on each one of those platforms there. So we're going to talk about Brotato here for the next month. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next run. Bye.
Bye.